with myself. That's the way I wanna be, laughing with myself. That's the brightest side of me.
Hey everybody. Looks like I wasn't supposed to have done the ad last week. This is a problem. I don't read things good and clearly. I'm only supposed to do the ad 4 times, but it's like spread out within the next month. So I'm like, man, whatever. Hey everyone. Good to be here. Hey, do you like that song right now? Miley's?
I could buy myself flowers, paint my name, write my name in the sand. I could talk to myself for hours, say things you don't understand. I could take myself dancing. I don't remember the rest.
That song's okay. No, I'm just kidding. It's good. I think after I saw the music video, I liked it more. It's pretty good. Well, let's see. This is real weird. I mean, not weird. I thought this was funny. If anyone should have the pronouns they, them, it should be me. Because of all the voices I do. You guys, I planted a couple seeds in a pot, right? And a little sprout was blooming. And I gave a voice to the little sprout. It was a little sprout guy. And I said,
I'm growing. Wow, here I am.
you know, there's no way in hell I would live alone if I didn't do voices. F that. I would need someone. But thankfully, a lot of people up in here. Silly. Hey, you notice on your jelly jar, it says, eat within 30 days. Like, that's nasty. I'm not going to eat all that jelly. You don't even, let alone, when I make a peanut butter and jelly, I don't even use that much jelly. I use more peanut butter. So I'm not, such a waste. They need to make tiny cans of jelly, you know. Then I'd finish it within 30 days. You kidding me? That's a lot of jelly. Oh. So I was in Rochester, New York last weekend. And I don't know if you've known about my travels. I pack snacks with me because I have a lot of experience being around the country alone and being in hotels where, oh, you're in the boonies. There's no restaurants nearby. There was one time I had to grab food at a gas station because that was the only hope. So I pack, okay? So I brought little baby carrots, some Lara bars. You know, I bring, just bring snacks. Nuts. I definitely brought some pistachios. And I didn't even finish the carrots, but I still brought them back. I traveled across the country with baby carrots. They got to see New York, and they're back here in LA. They're in my fridge. I can't throw them away. I just can't. I need to eat them. And I thought about, look, yes, do I sit in first class? Of course, okay? It's like I'm racking up so many miles. I travel so much for my job. Yeah, I need to have it good, okay? Road life is tough. It's even tougher if you're alone. It's sad. But anyway, I am having a ball, as you can see. But I thought about first class, like I brought in all my little snack bags. And what a F you to the flight attendants in first class. Like, oh, we're serving you this really nice meal and you bring that junky little bags in here with snacks? Yeah. There was one plane going to Rochester because it's a smaller airport. I had to hop in and sit in coach. Okay. I know coach well. The lady sitting next to me, her arm was over me. It was a hot flight. You know those hot planes? You're like, oh, Good Lord. But anyway, I did a good job because the lady's arm was over me, but I just said, you know what? We are one. We're all connected. Then I felt fine. And I told myself, it's temporary. And then I felt fine. So, do that with that, if whatever you will. But I performed at University of Rochester with Chris Redd and Alex Moffat, and it was a lot of fun. I am just feeling it on stage, and it's really cool. Anytime I just start like giving up on myself or just not believing in myself, because I'll give up fast. I'm one of those people. I just give up fast. I say, I forget it. I'm done. But I'm trying to remind myself, like, no, there's been on stage this little magical spark, this little, I don't know, it's just this warm, glowing feeling, and I'm telling myself, trust that feeling that I'm feeling on stage, because it's blooming, and it's gonna be so exciting. I just am, anytime I'm like, oh, what have I done? What am I doing in my career? I have to just trust that light, because I'm excited for it. Ella agrees. Did you hear her? All right, let's talk about this cat cafe. Good Lord. Okay. While I was in Rochester, anytime I'm traveling, I look up on the map, what are the local coffee shops? Which ones have high ratings, okay? And I go check them out, and I write in my journal, I'll work on jokes. But I saw on the map in Rochester a cat cafe, okay? And I was like, yeah. And sometimes, you know me, sometimes my brain is corny, and I'm like, oh, I could be like a cute chick working at a cat cafe on my laptop, and cats could be sitting near me as I have my latte. I hate that side of me that thinks that way. But I'm so glad I experienced this. So I show up to the cat cafe. Walk in. It's smelly. It's warm in there. A plant was knocked over. The trash was full. I mean, I should have bolted, but because I locked eyes with the guy who owns it, I am someone, I have a problem just like saying no. So I got sucked in. And I look at the menu or whatever, and he's like, it's $30, no way. He says it's $5 for 30 minutes to be with the cats. And now, I've been to a cat cafe in Manhattan, and I would think, like, I don't know if it came from Japan. I'm just making an assumption. I'm guessing. But I've seen cat cafes where it's done really cute, and it feels like a coffee shop. It's really nice. Anyway, going back to the Rochester cafe, this guy, he goes, it's $5 for 30 minutes. And I say, oh, okay, I'll do that. That's fine. And there's no cats in this room, by the way. So I'm like, what? This is not what I'm used to. And then he has a little, container for some pastries, and I see a sparkly cookie, a confetti cookie. It looks soft in the package. So I was like, I'll take a cookie too. Maybe I'll just enjoy my cookie and sit with the cats. Got the cookie, felt it in my hand, hard as a rock. And I follow him to the next room. Cats aren't in this room. It's the coat room. He says, you can hang your jacket there. And I think I asked, how many people are in there? Because there was a lot of coats. And I was like, I don't want to be crammed in there. But he goes, oh, it's a big room. And he's like, take off, people are taking off their shoes. It's preferred to take off your shoes. And I said, I prefer to keep them on. Not that confident. But I kept them on all right. I'm like, that's a nasty thing. One of my pet peeves is walking around with my socks, collecting things on the bottom, especially cat litter or hair, and then putting it back in my shoe. I can't do that. So I kept my shoes on, and I immediately felt like, oh, they're going to judge me in there. And I walk in, guys, even more hot and smelly. And I see a bunch of people walking around with their socks. They're just gliding along, shuffling with their socks. And I stand there, no joke, I stand there for 5 minutes holding my cookie, thinking, what do I do? It's not nice. There's couches in there that look like they were picked up from the street. It's just nasty. There's some cats walking around, but... And then I see this chick. I made a mental note. I was like, Melissa, you better not fucking become this chick. I will kill you. But this chick was in her socks, and she had a little cup of cat kibble. And she's walking up to every cat in the room. She goes, here you go. Here you go. And the cats are like, bitch, I don't want to be near you. Here you go. And then the owner tells me, he's like, you could go sit over there. That's open, that couch. And I go, okay, I'll sit down. So I sit down on this couch. I see a cup of coffee just out in the open on the coffee table. I'm like, there's no way someone just is going to come back and take a sip with all this cat hair around. So I'm trying to munch on my cookie a little bit. And then I spot the TV in front of me, and there's an N64 under it. And there's a cat next to the N64 inside this cabinet, just being like, I don't want to go out there. And I'm like, I feel you. I would go in there with you too. Yoshi's Story was in the console. So I immediately heard Yoshi, because I used to play Yoshi's Story a lot on N64. The theme song in that game was ding 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 ding. So anyway, that's the theme song. Yoshi. Then the owner comes over to me and he goes, he's trying to lure a cat to come and hang out with me. And at this point, I'm like, I don't care. I don't need to have a cat near me. And he goes, come here, Zora, to one of his cats. He's, come here. Say hello to our guests. Don't be so rude. And then the cat was just nuzzling him only, okay? And he goes, oh, this cat's obsessed with me. And I just thought, oh, we're so jealous. Man, I'm telling you, that, it's just so funny. I immediately switch. You think I'm going to be pleasant, but inside I'm just seething. So then this dork, he had a timer for everyone in there. And there was a group of like a family, and he goes, and there's a timer went off, beep, 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 beep. And he goes, oh, it looks like it's your time to head out. And I bolted with them. I was like, I'm going to pretend I'm part of this family, get the hell out of here. But also, I've never seen that. You would want people to stay there as long as to be there with the cats. But I guess this guy, I don't know what he does, you know. I don't want to think about it. He's like, get out of here. It's my time now. Cochino. He also had, there was a cage with a snake in it, and then there was a cage with a gecko. I'm like, what the hell is going on? But yeah, I feel like that was everything. Yeah, that was my cat cafe experience. That's what I get for going to one in Rochester. Don't go to cat cafes. So, I also visited my brother because he's out there in New York. The next day, I clogged 2 of his toilets. I don't know what the heck was happening. I was like, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I want to share my friend Marcela Arguello's comedy special. What's it called? It's called Bitch, hold up. Hold on. It's such a good title. I can't believe I'm blinking. The Bitch. Bitch, grow up. Okay. So I've known Marcella since the beginning of stand-up days. I mean, maybe 15 years. She's one of the funniest, and she's also real. And I'll say, her and my mom, really good friends, because they're both haters. And it's a really funny relationship. I mean, even when I was in Chicago, my mom was there too, because she has family out there. And my mom, there was a night I get in and I'm like, where are you, Mom? Look, I can't hang out with you. I'm tired. And she's like, I'm out with Marcella. We're drinking. I'm like, okay. So I just want to share, Marcella is so funny, and I'm so excited because her comedy special, Bitch Grow Up, is out on HBO Max tomorrow. Well, Friday, February 10th. And I hope you watch it. It's a half-hour special. It's her first one, and it's so exciting that she is way overdue, and I'm really proud of her, and I hope you watch it and enjoy. I'm very excited to see it. There was a premiere part. There was just a celebration party for her the other night, and it was so fun and so lovely. And I'm like, man, this is what needs to be happening for people more. Like because I thought about it, people don't do that enough and celebrate that. Everything is like, what's next, and you don't celebrate it. I'm like, man, no. I was like, this is good. This needs to be done more. God. But my friend Grant and Grant will be featuring for me this weekend. Actually, tonight. Oh, it's already Thursday. Oxnard Improv. Levity Live. Sorry, I burped. Tonight through Saturday. Well, you'll hear this episode tomorrow, Friday. So 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. Yeah, but Grant drove me the other night to Marcella's party, and as he was about to drop me off, I realized I flung one of my boogers in his car. That's such a bad habit! But I go, oh my God, Grant, I flung one. And he goes, oh, it's okay. And I'm like, no, I'll find it. It's around here somewhere. It's near my butt. And I get up from the seat. Tiny little guy, but I know it's mine. You know your booger, And I flung it outside. I was like, I am so sorry about that. But it was a funny moment. You ever walk around town and hold your hands behind your back? Do that, because you feel smarter, and you're it's almost like you're observing everything, like, very meditative walk. I do it often. Okay. And then another thing. There's these makeup sponge cones. I don't know if you don't wear makeup, you're not going to relate to this, but there's these little sponge cones, okay? And it helps with the foundation, okay? And I used it this morning under my eye bags. And I'm going to share. Look, sometimes when I'm putting the foundation on my nose, if my nose is a little runny, I also pat my nose boogies on this makeup cone. Whatever, I'm the only one using it. It's too close to my nose to not, you know what I'm saying? Man, this hair is making me fiery, huh? I love it. Oh shit, I almost forgot. So on Sunday night, I shared what I told you on the last episode on Instagram. I shared, you guys deserved a booty. I got to bring a whole show on stage, you know what I'm saying? And so then I share that video. Guess who comments at the tippity top? Momoa. Yeah. He says, show that booty, mama. Everyone loves a booty. And I was like, oh, fuck! It was very exciting. And I was like, I want everyone to... I got to pin it. Whoa, I forgot. You could pin comments. I'm going to pin that so people will be like, oh, shit. Just so they could think about it and dream about it. But nothing's happening. In my dreams. No, but I really think we would be compatible because he's really joyful and silly. And when I met him when he hosted SNL years ago, just like the funnest person. So, I don't know. You never know. My heart stays open, guys. One more thing. Oh, yeah. So, okay, I did do a drawing. I'm like in a little phase where I'm like, I like pushing a little bit of buttons, in a silly way, but I drew this drawing. This one was on my list for a while. I actually see this piece being a bigger painting. I got to get a projector and just start going big. But I want to do this on a big canvas. A bunch of people walking on eggshells. And this is more about, I want to share, this is about creativity. Sometimes I'm walking on eggshells trying to just, am I going to hurt anyone's feelings? Because I care. I don't like being mean. But then there's this other side of me just wants to kick the shells and be like, fuck you. Okay, so I just felt like in the arts, it's like people are walking on eggshells. So we have a lady right here saying, you can't say that anymore. And she's stepping in eggshells. And then this other person here, he's in eggshells and he goes, they still like me, right? And he's freaking out. And then me up here, I put me kicking an eggshell saying, fuck them all. And then we got one person dead on the floor and the arrow next to him says canceled. And then this guy in eggshells and he says, I'm relatable, right? But they're all freaking out. And I don't know if anyone caught this. They all have little chicken wings on them. They're little feather wings. Because they're chickens. But anyway, it's kind of a intense little drawings, but also cool, and I also love it. I picture it being big with a bunch of shells and a bunch of different people just tripping over, crying, screaming. I don't want to be a follower. I want to be a rebel. You guys know that. I do need to make... Oh! Yeah, by the way, okay, so... God, I'm so excited. I'm very excited. I am going to be bringing merch to shows now on the road, as well as art prints. So it's exciting, because I love giving presents and a little memento to remember the show, I guess. You guys, that is it. We're at 22:50, 23 minutes. This was a joy, and I'm excited for next week to talk more, see what happens next week. You guys are the best. Thank you. See you around at shows.
Laughing with myself, that's the way I wanna be. Laughing with myself, that's the brightest side of me.